Hello and welcome back to GregTech New Horizons. This is a tips and tricks series. This is episode 2. I've made this episode once, but a viewer pointed out that the mic actually cut off halfway into it. So I'm going to make it over again, but hopefully I'll do it quicker and waste less of your time, make the video shorter. So here we go. We're going to be going over all of these things in the video. And one other thing, in the last one, I wasn't very clear on this, I noticed. You're going to be making a lot of these. I mean, a ton. I've already got a ton made, but you're going to be making a lot of these mortars. So when you make them, just get ahead of yourself. Do a whole stack. Do whatever you can to do it. You're going to be using that many. So do that. And I have a chest up here, but instead of that, I could do this, where you will hold down the thing and hold you pick it up and hold it, and then hold shift down and double left click, and it moves it all over there. Or you hold shift and you go like this. But I want another way to access it. So I'm going to double click, and it'll put them all in a stack there. I think it might go over 16. I'll find out. But that way I have access to a quick one if I want it. Nice. I'm worried there's a lot to go over in this episode, but we'll give it our best shot. The crops. The crops that I think are most important, and I've noticed that I need a lot of, are all of these. The regular cotton, the Natura cotton, and you can make a seed just like this. You can also get a seed by tilling the ground with a hoe, and you can get a seed that way. You can also get the snow seeds that way from Witchery, but for right now, we'll do it this way. I don't want to get too far ahead, but you can get a lot of seeds just from hoeing regular dirt like this. So, these are the seeds. You're going to need cotton. The wheat, the regular wheat, carrots, potatoes, sugar cane, and oak trees. And the importance of those are, especially the oak trees, once we start growing them, as far as instead of doing it that way, you're going to do it this way. And if I right click on here, let's see if I can get some going here. We already got 13. When I do this whole line of these 2 lines of oak trees, I get 4 stacks of wood because I've planted them on crop sticks. And I'm going to show you the crop sticks a little bit later after I show you how to make a saw so that you can actually make crop sticks. But that's really important. Those crops, you want to get them planted. You want to do it like, just a regular vanilla. You can do vanilla one, or you can do it on crop sticks. But I have some of them that are just regular planted in the ground like these. So either way, get them going and get them going fast, and lots of them, because you don't want to be chopping down trees also. It's not fun. And this is nicer than the other way where they're growing and you got to wait for them to grow that way. Just get into it and have a good time with it. And for the food, there's also so many different foods you can make out of that, so it's worth it. And the cotton you can make into string, just like that, and you can make these as well. And then that you can use to make wool. Let's see how you do that. Let's see. Just like that. Cool. Next up, we're going to go over how to make easy dough. We already know how to make the buckets. So let's do that real quick. And the buckets are with the clay dust, just like that. You get a bunch of those, you fire them off, and you get stacks of buckets. The buckets then just jump in a river, and while you're under there, just click, 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 and fill up all your buckets, and away we go. The flour can be made quite a few different ways, but you're going to use one of those mortars. And you could do potatoes, you could do wheat, either way, so that's why I don't mind having those. And then you're going to get flour. Now, once you have that, you're going to drop it in here onto a crafting station like this. Let's get this out of our hands, just in case And then you're going to shift left click, and you can make dough just this fast. Not the fastest, but it's a lot faster than any other way. And away we go. Very cool. And once you can get a bunch of dough, you can make these sliced bread. So let's take a look at that recipe. You can, right here, 1 second, right there. So 2 across from each other, just like that. And then you get the bread. You take the flint knives that we've made before, and you cut it in half. Once it's cut in half, you could make a couple of different things. You could go like this, I believe. You could make one of these as a sandwich. Not a terrible idea. In fact, I'm going to open up my lunch pail and see what we have in there. Let's see. I have a single steak sandwich. I'd like a double steak sandwich to replace the worst food that I have, which is this one. So let's do that right now. And we're going to go like this. I'm going to take half of them, and I'm going to make a double steak sandwich. There's the single steak. Oh, 1 second. It's this way. So there's the single steak, and then this is a large steak sandwich. And see how much it recovers? It's a lot. So I think we'd go like that. Nope, we go like this. We have 16 of these, and we'll even put some more in there. We'll put 18, why not? And then like that. Nope, like this. Oh boy. I made it into bread. No problem. Oh, and it takes 3 dough to make that. Okay. I'll do that next. I'll be right back. Okay, now I have the actual baguette, and that just goes like this. Oh, come on. Oh boy. Does it want us to cut it in half? I think it does. And then put it together, and it turns into baguettes, and then go like that. Oh my gosh! Then we get the steak sandwich. So that's it. That's how you do it. a lot there. There's so much to do with baguettes and different breads like this that I'm going to make a whole thing just for that. A whole chest just for dealing with breads. Wow. Next up, we're going to go over gardens. The gardens that you get. These, if you right-click it, you can pick it up and then replant it by right-clicking it again, or you break it and you get what's inside there. So let's take a look at what's inside there. All these different things. So that's how I got those other plants to plant more things out there. And you really should be planting a little bit of everything. Like I plant about 8 of each one, and then I go from there. So you wonder, well, how should you plant them? Well, the wiki says that it'll spread to nearby possible areas, but only up to a limit of 5 in that area. So let's see if it limited itself out over here. This one did. So then what I come along and do is go like that and like that and like that. And I break it down. Now, the reason we're growing these is twofold. There's a quest involved, but then there's also the herbs that are coming inside, that come inside this thing. So I need some of these herbs, so I'll break a couple of them. I'll break 2 of them. Just like that, and I get some extra herbs. There's a couple different forms of garlic. You'll see, there's some more stuff that I haven't eaten yet, but I want to actually turn that into a seed to plant. The other thing is, it is part of a quest. So you put uses, and you go like that, and here's all the stacks that I have to deal with. So I have to get all these, including the nether one. I did spawn one, and I've been collecting that as well, and it's right over here. And these actually spread right on grass in the overworld, which is great. There's another one right over here, this water garden. Check this thing out. There's all kinds of things inside this one, but I also have to collect that many. So let's see, there's an actual recipe. If you can do 4 of these, you can make one. Then I made water, and I planted it in the middle there. We'll plant that one in the middle, and right-click, we'll plant that one in the middle. Push this up here, and it just gives it a little more room to spread out, but it only will spread out to 5, and then you got to go pick them or deal with them. Same thing over here. Cool. And I have a chest that I've been collecting them in, just like that. Oh, water garden, nice. And there's a bunch of things inside the water garden too that I have to eat and cook and do all that with as well. So I've been expanding my farm, and it looks like I've got enough of these, so I'll just plant this one right over here. Perfect. And then it starts. And that leads into this many foods for hearts. How the game works, it has that Spice of Life mod pack. So each time you eat a new food, you get credit towards an additional heart. And the more complex foods will give you more credit towards the next additional heart. So that's why you want to make a lot of different foods and eat a lot of different things. You know, at least eat one of everything you see or make. Because then you get more and more hearts, and we have more and more health. Beautiful. And I have a key. The Q key for me pulls up my quests. We're going to go down to this coin section. Really important not to overlook this, and actually spend some time in here looking for what you can find. One of the quests is for a silverwood sapling. So if you have 10 backpack coins and 10 farmer coins, you can actually get this and then plant them. This one, if you plant this one, it's going to take you a while to cut it down. It's massive and just a pain. But this one you need for a quest. And then if you plant it in a 4x4 area on the ground, a little all touching each other in a square, not in a line, you can make a silverwood sapling as well. But there's also a bunch of other ones, all these different seeds. This bag will get you a random loot bag of seeds for 5 things, and it's repeatable. You can do it every 10 minutes, I think. Same thing with, you can get your maple that way. You can get a jungle sapling. You can get garden bags. That's how I got one of the garden bags and got the nether thing. So definitely take a look at this and use this to your advantage. It's really, really important. Okay, cool. Next up, we're going to be looking at the smeltery. And you've been using these flint tools and you want to get away from that sooner rather than later. So this smeltery, let's take a look at it. If you start with the seed 5 sevens, the 7 7 7 7 7, the 5 sevens, you'll actually have access to one of these and another one over at the other town. But the thing is, they're not fully functional. Like, you might need to make some faucets. You might need to make some drains. See, there's an actual drain behind. See how that looks different back there? That's a drain, a smeltery drain. You're going to have to make this, and then you're going to have to make a clay bucket and carry over some lava. And don't put this smeltery controller in the corner. It has to be connected back there to the center part of the actual smeltery. The smeltery is basically built with a 3x3 area, 1, 2, 3, 3, and it looks kind of like this. So you could build it just like that. You know, you could build it the 3 blocks on the bottom made out of the seared bricks, and then you'd build up the walls on the side like that, and go and build it right up like that, just like that. But then you're going to have your drains on there. You're going to have your controller, and you're going to have a seared tank. Now, the seared tank doesn't need to be sitting next to this necessarily. It knows, and the seared tanks is what you walk up and you right click with your lava bucket, and you can fill it up that way. Okay, so let's see how we make those. If you were having trouble with this thing that says was the filter for your items on the right over there, let's say Tinker's Construct, which would pull up all the Tinker's Construct items. But then if you say, okay, space sear, it doesn't work that way. But if you put this on there, then you could do seared bricks and something like that. So then you could, filter it better. So we wanted to see how that tank was made, right? Well, it's these seared bricks, stuff like that. You could make a controller, all these things. You'll be able to look for all the different pieces and parts that you need. And there in the quest, it shows you how to do that as well. The seared bricks the seared bricks this way are made with the smaller seared bricks, and the seared bricks are made with unfired seared bricks, of course, and then grout. And if you've made Tinker's Construct before, you know how this is usually made, except it has this new wooden form in the middle, which we know how to make as well. We've done that before. So the grout, here's a trick to make the grout. It's gravel, the clay dust, which we know how to make. You can do it. You can do clay dust this way with this, or you could do it with clay, all different ways, but there's a whole mountain full of clay over there. So I just grabbed those, put the mortar in there, and just did it that way. But the trick to making this quickly is, once you have all the parts and pieces of the grout, just go like this. I think it was this way. Should we hold down shift and just drag it across there? And then we drag that across there. Oops. That's okay though. Let's pick it back up a second. Drag it across and let go. Cool. And then we need half on that side and half on that side. And then these water buckets. Now let's fix that issue. One of the downsides of this, the only downside that I've found so far out of this seed is the 40% humidity, but it's not really going to be an issue. I'll just build a few more of these water tanks. So we just fill up all these water, or go to the river right over there and fill it up that way. There's a river right over there. And we're going to go back down. And all you do is you shift left click, put it in there, just like that. Shift left click. I'm just holding shift down. And you can make tons of grout this way. And then once you get the grout done, we can just go like this. Oh, come on. There we go. And usually I have like 16 buckets worth at a time. And once we get the grout done, we just do this. I have some extra spares here. Here's the form. Cool. We just take this, hold down the button and drag it around to it evenly disperse it. And we get a bunch of clay bricks, and you get the idea. And then you can just fire them off. I've automated this with the hoppers. Perfect. Oh, I can just drop it in here and it would feed it in. Oh, that's feeding in charcoal. If I feed stuff in the top, it goes in the top and it comes out the bottom down here. And we have the seared bricks. Beautiful thing. So we're going to cover the flint tools next, and then the tools you need to make things like this over here. These kind of tools. These are really important, but we're going to make flint tools, and then if you want, you'll be able to make iron tools in the next episode. Iron tools like these things. Cool. So currently you might be using the flint tools, but you want to make a Tinker's Construct flint tool, and then eventually get that into iron and go to bronze and continually upgrading things. So let's do this. We know how to make the blank pattern, and then you come over here and we're going to say, okay, take a pickaxe head. So we know we need one of those, and we also need, we know we need a binding. So I've already made them right here, and then this box right here, the pattern chest, pulls it in, so I has a place to store it. So we're going to make it out of wood. We'll just do a wood one. Cool. We got a binding now. And then we're going to do a pickaxe. Oh, the binding I'll put over here. And then a pickaxe head. Here's the pickaxe head that I did. And we're going to make that out of flint. Perfect. And then you don't need to make the stick out of the tool rod pattern. You can just use a regular stick. So we'll put that there. And that there. And this is the tool rod. And this is a knife blade, but that's for if you want to make some of these flint throwing knives, you can do that as well. I'll let you experiment with it. And then we're going to put the whole thing together. We're basically making a Tinker's Construct tool. Oh, wait a second. We got to actually click here. So just like that, and just like that. We take this off, and we've made a tool, our flint. Now, instead of it being destroyed when the durability goes down to 0, you can repair it. So let's say we were using this, and we'll break this right here. I think it'll break it. Sure. There's 2 things. So it should have used up 2 durability. We hold down shift, it'll show that durability, the mining speed, the mining level. It can only do stone with a flint one, so you definitely want to get this to be iron sooner than later. The next tips and tricks, I'll show you how to do that. So it looks like it used 2 durability. This is why I carry this around. Now, these crafting stations around, and I'm going to show you how to make those in a second. If I go like that, and I always have one ready, I can put this in the very middle. Don't put it over here. And then I can just put one here, and it repairs it, and I can keep going then. So now I don't need a big stack of flint tools. I've just got my stack of flint that I carry around, and you notice I'm carrying around bronze because I do the same thing, but mine has the durability of 842, and that's going to go up way higher than that pretty soon too. Really good. So if you have any questions about that, let me know in the comments, and it'll be a great thing. Also, if you like this kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe, because then you'll see the next tips and tricks episode as well. Very cool. All right, so I'm going to put that away. I'm going to use my garbage can right here, and I'm going to get rid of that. Nice. Ooh, spare. That's scary. Let's turn that off for the video. And weather clear. That should go away. I don't like that during the videos. That's why I have that access to it. Okay. Also, if this is next to a crafting station like that, it'll allow you to pull in the inventory and work out of the inventory right next to it. Sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes that's a bad thing. That's why I have one that's not next to it, so that I can just work out of this as well. So it depends. That's why I have 2 down there. In a pinch, if you really need gravel, you can do it like that and just hammer down a regular piece of cobblestone into gravel, and then mortar it down for a flint. Now, we've went over all these different things, and it's a great deal. But all of a sudden, I wanted these diamonds. Now, I want a single diamond. The only way to get one that I've seen so far, if you go small diamond, and then I go, I think it's recipe, and then it'll give the vein stats. Now, a small diamond in the overworld, you can click different ones, but the overworld, it's going to spawn between Y level 5 and 20, and there's only going to be literally 2. Let's see if it does it this way. Small ore stats. Yeah, right here. 5 and 20, and you'll get a diamond out of there, but there's only 2 per chunk. Now, I don't know if that means 1 per chunk, because I think I got 2 diamonds out of it when I smashed it. Something like that. But if you want a spoiler, I'll show you where I got it. And we'll go over there now. And I'm using my, because I went up to that slime island, I can go down in my mine like this now, which is kind of cool. And I close that so villagers and stuff don't fall in here. But I put the congealed slime in here so I can fall all the way to the bottom and not take any damage. Nice. And this is where I found it. Now see the coordinates in the top right over here? See them right there? This is where you, don't look, don't look. But this is where I found it, if you don't want to. It was in this coordinate system. Let's see. Here it goes. I think it's up here. And I even put a lot of torches down to remind. I couldn't believe it. I was mining. I was basically not vein mining, but the whole area up just to find it. And it's right there. What that allowed me to do is, with a crafting station, it allowed me to put, you know, you just go like that and you put it in the middle over there and you put the diamond on to upgrade it. And I put one diamond there and it put it on there. And if I hold down shift or not, it boosted it up to obsidian level. And now that was from iron, I think, at the time, but it can now mine obsidian because of that diamond on the very end. And because of that, I can go on to the next step, which is amazing stuff. So I hope this has helped you guys. You can tell I've been doing a lot of mining. I even have these down here, and you can do it. I can just repair the thing just like this, and you're going to be carrying around one, and it's repaired. I don't want to do that. Bronze is pretty important to me still. Not for long though. All right. I hope this helps. Have a good one and enjoy, guys. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see the next episodes. I'm having fun with it, and I'm still doing the playthrough as well. The playthrough, I think I'm going to do that where I'm just naturally playing the game and not explaining as much in detail. And I'll leave these tips and tricks for the more detailed explanation. But I'll talk about what I'm doing in the other one. Have a good one and enjoy.